All right, happenings this week, family reunion, guys. February 18th through 21st in person in Anaheim, right down the street. I mapped it. It takes 40 minutes to get there. 40 minutes to get there in the morning, and it's a incredibly comprehensive, just like download of information, the market, the opportunity, the what other people are doing to be successful. It is it'll take you the rest of the year to process the information that you'll receive. It's again February 18th, 21st, and so much. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Not that I know. I mean, Charlotte was addressing if there are any discounts or anything. The only discount that I know of is through Maps Coaching. Through Maps Coaching client, it's a free ticket. Unfortunately, the cost of everything has gone up. People who who are in the hospitality industry lost a lot of money during COVID, and that the supply chain and everything. So it really has blown up this year in cost, but I still feel that it is an incredible opportunity to access information and networking, and also it's in our backyard, so it makes it you get the discount and not have it apply somewhere. Right. All right, so we will talk about that, and I'm here to help in any way I can. If anyone needs some help in getting there, just reach out. How to register? Right on KW Connect, KWConnect.com, and you can register. It's also
Thank you, Dottie.
Yep. All right.
The link was just shared in the chat as well. I saw it.
Perfect. Bold. There's going to be a Bold in Westlake Village. Bold is a series of classes. I believe 7. And it's 1 day a week. This one's on for 6
weeks.
6 weeks. I don't know what day of the week it is on, but Bold is an uber lead generation environment. They will whip you up into a frenzy of lead generation. Who's done Bold here before, right? Okay, and did I describe it properly? Or you're showing up every week and you are engaged in learning and doing all at the same time, and the results are undeniable.
I think it's worth going once at least.
Some people go every year.
Yeah, there's lifers. They're like what is it, like 20-time Bold member or something like that. Just ridiculous. People have gone like every year for their whole entire career. I went once. I did get a lot out of it. I just would recommend at least experiencing it. And
it's like ayahuasca. You can do it once.
Yeah, and that's
but you can go back and do it.
The point of Bold for agents is getting you disciplined to do the thing you hate doing, which is lead gen. It requires discipline, and that's what Bold is. And it requires you to push yourself to do something that is completely out of your comfort zone, and it's effective and it works.
Yep. If you maintain it. Yeah, and you have to maintain it. That's why you go back every year.
You have to apply it.
Ayahuasca rush.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So this one is just the next one that's starting. There will be others throughout the year, and I will bring them to you. This particular one is in Westlake Village, starting on January 20th. Right? Yeah, there will. Yeah. There's the first one. I think is a free experience. You can go and experience the Bold. All right. This is objective, like, by design. Oh, I didn't realize that that's, was an acronym. Look at me. Learn something new every day.
I didn't know that.
Let me tell you when you're there. Yeah. Whee! Well, there's so much information coming. All right, next we have flow coaching. We're going to start really focusing on flow coaching. On it sometimes. I'm committed this year to being on it more. It's free, and Josh and Paul, go through a book a week, and they talk about it in depth, and there's some accountability. We're going to also run it in the so it's Mondays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. You can do it on your own time and space at home, or you can come in here and experience it. The training. We'll be running a new training room.
When you say a book a week,
They go over a personal growth book through the what's his name, the format now, Adam, I forget his name. It's a YouTuber who synthesizes a book,
practices.
personal growth books. And so they watch the synthesis, the 15-minute boil down of his breakdown of the particular book, and then they talk about it. Then there's some accountability in it. Yeah. Next is.
I think our office would feel a little bit more engaging to participate if you are on. I have been.
I'll be on there.
I've been on that before, but it felt more, it was more like the Keller Beverly Hills office.
It felt very Beverly. Yeah, it's very.
Yeah, and so I kind of felt like,
Yeah, but there's like 70 people on the Zoom.
I know, but the facilitators is Josh and Paul, and they, and Josh is,
Did you see me facilitate?
I had not seen you facilitate. You better back that up.
I'm the next one down.
All right.
Can you do more work, please?
I will sit in there with you Monday and Tuesday.
Or maybe now is when you're doing it.
That's when I do it, but it's fruitful when I don't do it, right? I think it's really great. So I'll be sitting in there. Okay, I'll go in there and sit. Okay.
It's a lot of butterflies around.
More and more, the morning show, every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., hosted by the lovely Wanda and Tracy. It's full of motivation, meditation, inspiration, problem solving, warm hugs, always warmers and bones. And so I think it's a great start to the day. Get your head in the right place.
So, and we won't be there this coming Monday because of the MLK.
We're close.
Okay,
So,
all right. You want me to take over?
No,
now?
I think it should
You're-
be close.
I think
I think it
Oh,
should be close. You're observing.
I don't need it twice. I'm like, I'm all in.
Hosted by the lovely Joey on Friday.
On Fridays, yeah. On Fridays. I do what I can. All right.
you put on a little skirt and goes for it. Why not?
Christy Bailey, our lovely Director of Education. She has a new round of Ignite going on. The 12th is capture more leads. The 13th is keep every lead and follow up with leads. There's no classes on Martin. She's observant. No classes on Martin Luther King Day. Strengthen your relationships on Tuesday. Qualify potential buyers and sellers. Even to our producing agents, these subjects seem interesting, right? Jump in there and take the class. Christy's really compelling. She takes it apart in a really compelling, thoughtful way. There's always things to learn. This is not just for new business owners. This is for everyone. Okay. Next is our tech support. Scott has direct mailers tomorrow, DocuSign on Friday. Scott apparently is not taking off on Monday with the command overview, listing and landing pages, which are, you can create dynamic AI-driven pages for your clients and listing sites for your listings, right? The landing pages are like, they kind of work with your Netflix account in that, you got 4 people in the household, they all have a different start page for Netflix, and it's based on their choices and likes and dislikes. So these landing pages are dynamic pages that come to life through your agent and through your client participation. It's a great way to get in tight and personal and give them the information they need. The idea, okay, and then database overview on this. All right, Kiddo Command YouTube channel, okay. It is chock full of, we're really going to push Command this year. They've got to a point where I feel comfortable promoting it. And so there's a KW Command YouTube channel that in addition to everything else, you can really start breaking down the minutia of it. I'm also, I believe we're getting a new regional trainer that will also double down on this. So the links to the YouTube channel are in the meeting. Today in person from the MLS, tips and tricks, Wednesday, between 2 and 3. A representative from the MLS will be here, and he'll be talking about some new things coming in to the MLS tools and answer some of your questions and shortcuts and such. That's between 2 and 3.
Will it be recorded too or no?
Excuse me?
Will it be recorded too?
Paula, will that be recorded? No, it will not. Okay. All right. Well, lunch and learn with Andy on Thursday, the 12th. That's tomorrow. Where does the time go?
It's tomorrow.
Halfway through the month.
Is
that tomorrow, Paula?
I always say, Pete,
We need an RFP because I am bringing lunch. We talked about the market, we'll touch a little bit more on the market, tools, planting the seeds, moving forward, things like that. So casual, open forum, bring your questions.
Excellent. What time?
I
But
think
if you 11 o'clock, is that correct? 11 to 12? And the invite is in the daily update and will be on the recap, right?
I highly recommend you agents to attend because our whole business is wrapped around what Andy's going to be talking about.
Especially.
It is the most vital information that you're going to need for your tools in this business.
Yep.
And she just lays it on so accurately and so easy for us to convey that to our clients. I couldn't even remember how many times I brought up little information and tips and tricks that Andy has brought to our weekly sales meeting or to her emails that she sends out to everybody. So if you were to do anything this week, I would recommend that you join us tomorrow.
Thank you.
Agreed.
And Andy, I'm
And there's
assuming,
lunch.
I will be there, but like, I'm assuming you're gonna be, it's, like, all of the most updated
Yeah,
lending
yeah.
tips and,
Yeah, and I just want to preface too, we've, for months and months and months, we talked about market updates. So it's gonna be a little bit different information. Of course, I'm happy to answer questions and things like that. A little bit different and more focused on going forward and really the tools and the resources that are available, that I have, that are out there, how to move forward and navigate.
and I think it would be very helpful just to talk a little bit about like the different loan products that are,
That's in there too.
okay, that's great, like that are happening now that we were not using or resorting to before. but-
Yeah, like the 7-year arm. I mean, how popular is that right now? It has never been popular except in 2006, you know?
We're gonna touch on loan products, and I don't ever want to go down very specific rabbit hole with those loan options. You guys need to stay in your lane and so forth. but
Of
it's good to
course,
have-
but
It's good to have,
general knowledge so that we can have the intelligent conversation and point our clients then to you.
Agree. Which got put?
This is in person only.
Yeah.
it's in person at 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
And make
Is
sure
there-
you are.
Is there any way to put it on Zoom as well, or no?
Michelle, we're really pushing for people to come in for this conversation because it becomes it becomes a distraction in the class itself. And so we really want to have that. But I think we could stream it. It'll just be one way.
We can try to do that, but we have also scheduled Andy next month as well, if we can meet.
Oh, we'll be doing it next month also. Yeah, if you can't make this one.
Well, the plan for a monthly thing is to obviously to
Talk
bring
about the
new
current,
material.
yeah.
It's not,
Right.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, yeah, start of your lunch and learn.
Come on, is it 12 or 11?
It's 11.
11 o'clock.
Early lunch and learn.
Well. But
Learning
it's
and
open.
school.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
with the 12, step up to the 12. All right, thank you, Andy, as per usual. Also, KWU Tech Training Team, build your $100,000 pipeline in 90 days. Did that start yesterday, Dragon?
So I highly recommend it. This Star and I did it yesterday. It's a 2-day course, 3 hours each day. And it's kind of like the overview of the whole command. And you actually do the work to set up like the different parts of the platform. And Meg, who is hosting it, is great. I think they're doing it every couple of weeks.
Yeah,
And I-
here's the dates there, the 17th, 18th, 19th, 23rd, 24th, 25th, then, what is?
Probably, yeah.
25,
26th,
25,
And 26 and 27.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's.
So you can sign up for these sessions, and then once you sign up, they also send you some additional materials, but super helpful. If you're using Command, you're gonna learn more things about it. If you never use it, or if you use it and kept giving up before, this is a great way to restart and to really, see what's working, to ask the question, get feedback from other
You're
people.
gonna be setting up, it's gonna be setting up your marketing identity with Command, upload contacts and Sphere, communicate seamlessly and effectively with your database and generate new leads. All right,
Can I ask what time
Yes.
this starts?
you can ask.
So right now it's happening so yesterday and today from 2 to 5, but maybe on different days, different times. If you go to register, you're gonna see what you can see and then pick whatever works for your schedule.
Yes, so there is the QR code, scan it for all the complete education schedule. Okay. All right. All right, next is the one thing powered by Productive, Tuesday, January 17th, which is next week, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Zoom. One thing focuses on the power of small habits. It's a great life tool. Okay, if anyone has not read the one thing, it's really not about real estate. It's about being a functioning human being. It really, it's probably a lot of stuff that you know already, but kind of formulates it in a very succinct narrative that's helpful. Especially in this time of year, I think it'd be a great kicker. So that's Tuesday the 17th. One thing, have a forming webinar. There you go, right there. Here's the link in the chat for those not in the room. Okay, next is core services. Andy, you're first.
It's me.
Let's update your picture this year. Let's get you.
I think that is me.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
It's older than.
No, she's in church.
It's from last year.
I didn't mean to say that picture is not representative of you, like my picture. It's
Just because it's black and white.
I see it every week. I wanted to see something. My own personal photo.
That is a recent photo, I don't know if you remember the last one, it was like, I was fighting the curls with the blowout.
I don't remember it all.
Okay, I just had this conversation with Maury. Do yourself a favor, I resent out the link for Barry Habib and that webinar.
Yeah.
Watch it over again. If you haven't watched it, watch it and watch it again. Take notes. I promise you, it will click and you'll get it. And everything we've been talking about for a year will make sense.
Yep.
And you'll be able to articulate to your clients exactly what's happening, where we're headed, what's going on, and answer the tough questions. That's the first thing.
But it was also kind of, there was a little sunshine on the other side of the
There was a
conversation. It wasn't-
glimpse of hope.
Well, it's not about hope. See, for me, I'd much rather have a realistic, logical kind of understanding of what's going on. And I think he lays it out that way. And that makes sense to me. And in that, I find comfort, you know? It's okay for something not to be okay right now or the best it can be, but to know why it is and that what will change it is, I find that compelling.
Yeah, I mean, with anything, it doesn't matter what it is. If you know and you understand what's going on and a little bit more of the logistics and what's happening and why it's happening, it makes it a little less fearful. And all of a sudden, the choices you're making, the decisions you're making, the choices your clients are making look a lot different because there is an entirely different understanding behind it.
And you give your client that gift.
Yeah,
And for those of you who don't know what she's talking about, it's an explanation as to why mortgage rates do what they do. And it will help you understand when you hear financial news on news, it'll help you translate that information. Because I'm sure we all have clients that say, oh, the Fed raised the rate, and they immediately think their mortgage is gonna go up, and it explains why that is not a direct correlation. So it makes you much more erudite in speaking to clients.
Understanding the levers of change.
Mhm.
It really.
and understanding that economics are cyclical.
Yeah.
There's ebbs and flows and highs and lows and ups and downs and all kinds of things. Always, this isn't the first time we're in or headed into a recession. This isn't the first time housing has been down. These things happen. It's a normal part of
There
economics.
was a question back there.
Yeah, I can send it out again. I sent it out last week. I'll send it out again. I can't recommend it enough. And we were lucky enough, movement to have Barry speak, and they allowed us to send the video out. So I cannot suggest it enough. On that same train, the CPI numbers for December come out tomorrow. And like we've talked about, remember, December of 2022 is being compared to December 2021. December 2021 reading was 0.6%. We are anticipating 0.3%. If it's lower, that's even better. As we move through the first quarter, we should see inflation come down and down.
What's the goal?
2% is what the goal of inflation is. If there, we could see as much of a drop to 5.5 or 5.6%. From a core reading, we'll see. So 0.3 is sort of the speculation. Anything less than that, keep in mind, there is also some rounding that is involved with it. Anything less than 0.3 is a very, very positive thing. So, and again, mortgage rates are dictated by inflation as we see that number comes up. Yeah, they're December from 2022 to December 2021 is what they're comparing. So keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on 10-year treasury. That's a good indicator for mortgage rates. So,
I did my part. I heard my policies.
Well, and remember too, that shelter numbers lag. And so the shelter numbers for January are from months prior, and the shelter inflation number makes up almost 40% of inflation. As we get that read from the lag, that should impact
December.
that should impact inflation pretty heavily too. So
Yeah.
that's it. I'm here.
Thank you.
See you all tomorrow.
Always. believe Ben's next. There you go.
Oh, it's in person.
The location.
You can step up there. Dragging it like.
All right, so you guys don't know me, I'm Ben with Clearmark Title, I'm your title partner, if you will.
Yes.
Today I wanted to talk a little bit about NODs. That's with the way the economy is moving right now, that's something that's gonna be coming forward, I think. It might not be, it's not gonna be what it was years ago. Yeah, right. Right, but they are out there right now. For example, I just put the numbers. There are 2,200 notice of defaults in LA County right now. Around 300 something in Orange County. That's where I live. But
Notice NOD is.
notice of default. So does anybody know what happens if you don't pay your mortgage?
Yeah.
Correct, but you know, like the last time around when the banks were inundated with foreclosures or late payments, they didn't know what they were doing. And I think right now they're still kind of in that phase. So the answer that I'm gonna give you guys when you miss a payment is TBD, right? It's to be determined by the bank in the sense where are they going to call you the first month? And that's a yes. Are they going to file a notice of default for you the second month, third month, fourth month? That's still up for grabs. It's still the wild. Yeah, it's still subjective in that sense.
For your contract, they can give you, for your, lending contract, they can give you, a notice of default after.
I believe it's 60 days, but the main factor to understand is that once you have a notice of default, that's 90 days, okay? They'll contact you, they'll reach out to you, they'll put a notice on your door. And from there, again, another subjective phase happens is when they decide to put a notice of trustee sale on your door, and that's when you have 21 days, and that's where the auction comes into play.
21 days to rectify, or they're gonna sell you your property, on the foreclosure status, okay?
Right,
But I think it's really important to understand that very different from 2008, 2009, if people have a lot of equity, so maybe they can't make their mortgage payments, but they're not necessarily going to go into foreclosure and they're gonna go to that auction sale because they have equity. So I think Ben's point is, if you see that notice of default, they can reach out to those sellers. They need to sell their house.
Let me just also note too, that a foreclosure and a short sale are two different things.
Oh,
Because the average homeowner today in America has about 60% equity. You can't short sale a property unless you're upside down.
correct.
That means owing more than the value of the home.
Means
Correct.
a short sale is the,
Much
when the
rarer.
bank agrees to accept less than what is owed to them.
Correct.
That's the.
That's not happening. So
Yeah,
to your point,
because there's equity in the property.
It
Right.
is happening, but it's happening primarily it's happening on development projects where somebody has bought something, they've torn it down, they've gone to develop it, and then they've stopped. So the value of the property is less,
Right.
is less than typical, but it's very rare.
applying for a short sale does not mean that the bank is going to give you.
No,
Right.
no.
The short sale. If somebody put themselves in a position where they bought a property, tore the property down to rebuild it and flip it or whatever they're going to
I've
do.
just seen a few of them,
That's a
but they're pretty high price development.
I mean, the REOs are predominantly for like hard money lend,
Right now, correct.
You
got a question back here.
But if there's that much equity in the homes as a whole, and you can't make your mortgage payment, can you unlock some of that equity and start paying the mortgage?
I mean,
That's what's tricky about equity. No.
Sale this year that was in that situation where my clients had gone on forbearance. And a lot of people went on forbearance during COVID because they needed the money or because they just had a fear of what was gonna happen. And some people extended that forbearance to the very end. So they were at a point where, there was a point where, oh yeah, you start paying your mortgage again, we'll tack whatever you owe onto the end of the loan. That's 20 years. They'll kick that can 20 years down the road. Some people didn't do that and they just kept it on forbearance and they lost that opportunity. And unfortunately, when you start missing payments, that gets on your credit report. So you're not really in that position to pull that equity out if your credit score has sunk into the toilet. So that's the, you want to try to get ahead of that with your clients. If they're struggling, if you know your clients and they're struggling and they think they're going to go that way, you want to get ahead of that with them so they don't destroy their credit, because they may have that 60% equity where they could go buy another house, but if their credit's in the toilet, they're going to have trouble even renting. My clients had to pay an entire year upfront, rent a house, and use the listing agent. I told them, I said, don't use me. Use the listing agent on your rental so that they're incentivized to get you this house. So their credit was, low 600s. And nobody wants to rent something like that. 2 kids, 2 dogs, low 600s, good luck. So you want to help your client not get to that.
It's a holistic conversation, right? Everybody brings, Charlotte's telling you about one scenario, right? But you can't make gross generalizations with it. The idea that I think Ben is trying to start the conversation in that, let's start a conversation on arming you guys with the tools, the conversations, the solution equations, the understanding of different equations that could help your client get out of an issue if they're starting it. And early is better. The people who hide their head in the sand, that's not a strategy.
No, yeah. So with the job market, the way it's going, to check in with your people, make sure they're okay, and if there's a situation that you feel like there might be some NOD activity, check in with me. I'll find out for you guys for sure. If they live in a condo, for example, a very easy tell is if someone starts missing their condo HOA payments, because if you're gonna skimp on $300, something is wrong, right?
Absolutely.
So things like that are telltale signs. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do a class. There's just lots of verbiage, junior liens, senior liens, third position, things like that you guys probably need to understand as the market converts and kind of slowly go towards that direction.
Let's start with, if someone reaches out to you and is having an issue, the first person you call them, right? And at least he'll be able to look at the mechanics of what's existing and be able to start the conversation. Call Ben and see, and he'll get you a subjective view of that particular person's issue of the moment, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
I think scripts are super important in these cases.
What are
Each
scripts?
script, even if someone comes to you, but particularly if you're trying to go out and get this kind of business, you have to understand that these people are emotional, they're upset, they're anxious, they're scared. So you can't come up to the door. Hi, I'm Tracy Bates. I know you have an NOD. That's not how you want to start any conversation. So it's really important to keep in mind, and to a certain extent, put yourself in their shoes and understand the fear that they're dealing with. Because it's a tough conversation to have. But if you're prepared and know what you're talking about, then at least you won't feel so
Absolutely.
hurt by
They have to trust you.
Yes, they have to trust you, but you gotta know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Their channel.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
you need to
and-
know what you're talking about. And it doesn't mean you have to know the full spectrum of NODs and foreclosures and that, but you need to have enough information to be able to have a conversation.
And 99% of the time, these people want to stay in their house and
Yeah.
be aware of that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
try to help them do that if there's any consequence.
Yeah.
That they can.
It-
It'll come
will
back karmically to you.
I could not agree. You help this person and,
That should be the
stay
ultimate
in their house,
solution, right?
and, they will be so grateful.
And not only that, but if they get to the point where they can't.
Say you have
Yeah.
down, so what? More than even 600,000. Sure. So-
Yeah, like you were saying, the average homeowner right now has 60% equity in their property, right? Average.
The bank can still take the property.
They can still take the property and sell it and pay themselves, and if there's anything left over, it goes back to.
Goes back to the
back to the
seller,
homeowner,
right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Out there, like, would go into business with these people who are about to get foreclosed and sort of like take.
Oh, yeah.
their-
That's the other thing about.
Years out there. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this market that's gonna be coming forward is you're gonna have a lot of sketchy kind of situations where loan sharks, they'll sell programs and yeah, it was a big mess back then and hopefully that won't be the case this time. But to Charlotte's point, again, it's more so homes that I think that were purchased maybe as close as last year in the beginning where people were waiting contingencies, not caring about anything, paying actually over. And then now we're in a market where we're kind of, at least leveling off to the point where it might not be what it's worth anymore and people are having trouble. And then if you lose your job, that's just the kicker. It's just, at that point, what do you do?
So right now, the people who are having issues right now are very specific
Right.
equations, but that could.
No, and come from a place of help, especially because when it does go to foreclosure, you're not gonna get the listing anyway. The bank has their own people. So always come from a place of assisting these people. They'll remember that, you made them feel better and comfortable, and it will come back to you. So, come from
will.
that angle as
Agreed.
opposed to trying to get a listing, more of helping them stay, like Sharon said.
Always does. All right, guys.
Ben, thanks.
And
Thank
then,
you.
like, so I'm so sorry, like, and you were, so what you were saying, if like people should reach out to you because you're like, if they have a notice of default that's recorded or the
Correct.
title and you can get to that information. And
Correct.
also if they're not paying HOA, like, is that recorded on the title?
Yes, if you don't pay HFE, they will lien the property as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then, so to understand like the way the liens work, like for example, an HOA, can they foreclose on your property? 100% they can.
Yeah.
Will they? Probably not, because remember, they're the junior position. If they foreclose on the property, they have to assume the senior position loans. Now, even though there might be a lot of equity involved, the HOA is not in the business to own real estate or become an investor. And plus, there's a right of redemption for HOAs for 6 months. In other words, that the seller can come back and take the property back from them. So there's a lot of caveats where, as an investor, you got to know where you want to play the game. But to get the information to know exactly how much the owner owes, who to call, who to contact to rescind everything, that's something that I can help with.
Thans, man.
Right, awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Ben, thank you so much. Raha, I believe is next. How you doing, Raha? Okay, we got a visual.
Hi. Hope everyone is having a great start to the new year. Just a love note for you all today. I'm grateful to be in business with you and look forward to a great year for us all.
We love you also. Got a hug waiting for you.
Yes, can't wait.
Gun admiring sunsets. We will, we're ready to go. All right, next. There you go. Wait, David, Eric, are you on there today? Jonathan's here. Jonathan, say hi.
There you go.
You'll expand next week. All right, we'll get going. Yeah, let's go. We gotta go. All right, agents, meet our new agents, Shanae, Philip, and Andrew Crane. Is there anybody here? Raise your hand there. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome, and make some new friends.
What's his name?
Andrew.
Andrew.
That's Andrew.
Nice to meet you.
All right, next is birthdays. Oh my, that's little. Tomorrow is Nin's birthday, and then Zachary, Charles, Tyler, and Elena all have birthdays this week. Let's get that larger for this whole my old eyes next time. All right, next is new closed escrows this week. Maury and Laura had a closing on 233rd. Congratulations. Pete had a cluster of closings this week. And Nina Chia, Duran, congratulations. Wendy Satriana, congratulations. And Linda Roll, congratulations, you guys. Great start to the year. Yay. More closed escrows. Tiffany closed a few, and Christina closed one. Also Barentine Group, David Hitt, Nelson, and Gina Chung all closed the deals this week. Some new escrows,
Wow.
Rachel and Tiffany,
Killing it.
a little coming out of the gate hard. David and Charles and Eileen Lanza on Gower, all closed, have new escrow zones. The new format is, the flesh tones are messing me up. What's that?
The one for, Tiffany and Rachel on Denver will close it today, so you're.
It's closing today. All right, excellent. 1 day short.
So David is saying, I'm
I'm
here,
here,
apologies, like the, it's sort
Oh, it's all
of
good.
with the connection.
It's all good. Yes. But it may not be in the chief's information. And Clint's also. Yeah, we got the only way we know.
Next week.
It's the only way we know. Closely, congratulations though. August 1st is a new licensee that has her first deal. Closed leases, Charlotte, Dragana, Matthew Lave, and Peter O. All closed some leases. Got some people into their rentals. And new listings. Let's go. Single family. Tracy and Lorna, you want to talk about Village Green?
Such a horrible picture.
Yeah, I wanted to
that's
tell you.
not- yeah. It's in lovely Village Green, which looks much better than that 64 acres of lush urban forest. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. It's nice, clean, not a townhouse style, it's a flat. It's available and it'll be open this weekend.
$695,000 for 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 826 square feet.
Mills Act,
With some
property tax reduction.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
And that's a little outdoor space too, right?
Yeah. Historical.
Additional outdoor space.
Yeah.
Yes, it has a patio, its own patio, that's what you're seeing.
All right, next is. Coming soon, On and Russell have in the Barker block, a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,300 square feet for $899,000. Leases. And Anna Lee on Harvard has a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,183 square feet for $2,500. Looks
That sounds like
very
a good
bright.
deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. You just have a little pied à terre in Koreatown. All right, next. So chip in.
Yeah.
Lena on Poinsettia has a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, duplex side by side, for $4,250 a month, 1,400 square feet.
If that's the building, I think it was good luck. They've got a little backyard too.
I'm assuming, yeah. Christina on Arvia. Is that Arvia?
Arvia, yeah.
Arvia.
So it's like right next to, like Atwater. It's new, it's a newer construction. It was finished, I think, in 2000. I want to say 16, something like that. It's in great condition, tri-level, a 2-car attached garage. It's like a little house. It's attached.
Townhouse style?
Yeah, it's a townhouse. It has only one shared wall. So, and yeah, so it's got. No. It's like right by Atwater. Yeah, so it's like where the LA River is right there. So it's 2-car attached garage, bedroom downstairs, living, kitchen, 2nd floor, 2 more bedrooms. Everything is an ensuite. Yeah, and it's in great condition.
Large, 1,850
Yeah,
square feet.
Yeah, so the current tenant unfortunately is moving in with his girlfriend, so cannot afford this, so they're moving out. Not just finding him something else, but yeah, it's a great little community.
All right, don't overcome it. Next. People interaction. Yes. Pocket listings coming
We
soon.
didn't have a pocket listing, but our listing came out like during the holidays, so I'm not sure that it got in the mix, but it's a 4-unit property. It's a development opportunity in the mid-city area on 4822 St. Charles Place. It's 4 units. We're selling it for 900. It's really a scrape and develop, and if you go in that neighborhood, you'll see that's happening
That's what's happening.
at every single turn. So $900, it's like a little over 7,000 square feet.
What's
4 units?
Square feet.
What's the zone?
What's the zoning? It has to be at least.
It's gonna be,
Yeah, they're building, I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't, there's 4 units. Yeah, they're building, you could, apartment buildings with, 4 and 6 units in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tracy, I'm so sorry. Is this land or it's?
No, it's 4
You gotta,
units.
you gotta demolish.
But they're, oh, so it's like a tear down.
Yeah.
Tear down.
There are 3 tenants that are in 3, there are tenants that are in 3 of the units, 1 unit is vacant. So
It's gonna take some.
hence the 900.
Yeah.
Are the tenants coming with the property?
Oh.
They are.
Yeah.
Hence the $900.
Yeah, it's a $900,000 price tag.
All right, anybody else?
I do have also a new lease listing as of last week, so it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Miracle Mile, French Normandy style with character details, about 1,250 square feet for 3,500.
I have a strange pocket that I don't know if anybody has anybody that would want to be in this place. There's a road in Chinatown called Chongqing Road. It really did take quite a hit during COVID. But
Commercial?
it's, no, well, it's both, it's live work. So it's one of those old school gallery store in the front, it's a walking street, there's no parking. And then it's got a basement and a living area above, so it is legally live work. And they don't come up very often. On title, it's about 2,400, but it's really closer to 4,000 because it has all this extra basement. And they all have it. They were built in the 40s. It's very classic Chinatown. The lot is small, so I wouldn't say it's a development opportunity. It would be something that somebody really wants to be there. They're building the Harmony project on Broadway and College, which is going to be a big high rise with retail. Unfortunately, the fact that they got rid of all the grocery stores and everything in that project in order to construct it has really not helped the neighborhood very much. But if somebody's looking to get in there and ride the rise of that neighborhood, which is definitely coming in the next few years, reach out.
Something like that.
The comps really put it more 1, 2, 1, 3, but it should not be sold for less than 1, 5. It has to be somebody that wants to be.
What is the function is now?
It's got a gallery that's getting $4,400 a month in rent on the ground floor for some. So the live part could be delivered.
Excellent. Anyone else? Pocket listings coming soon to.
So it's not a pocket listing. It's on the MLS. Obviously, I launched it during the freaking holidays. I had no choice as well. It's a 2-lot tie over in Franklin Hill. I'm making it a lot more available for the agents to bring their developers regardless of their experience. So anyways, what that means, it's 2 lots. Previous owners have tied the 2 lots together to be a 1 lot, but you could untie the 2 lots. It's got 2 driveways, 2 addresses. Great opportunity for someone to build 2 houses, 2 ADUs on there. Or you could implement like the SB9 program. I don't want to get too complicated about that. But again, it is an R1. Amazing views from this side of the street. So it's on the better side of the street of those hills, right? So, and it's potentially got all of the views that you would want. So there is grading to it, but it's all usable land. It's 13,400 square feet of land total in Franklin Hill, which you will not find. So if you've got, it's all usable, that's what's so bad, yeah, so if you've got developers that you've been talking to, just present it, let me know. It's best to see it in person to really, to visualize. So and I'd be happy to do it, super easy to show, so let me know.
What's the price point?
It's 2150 for both lots together. The comps there for a single lot, like 6,000 square feet, it's like in the 1.1, you know, so we're there because we've got the two lots. It's just, you know, there's an existing house with the pool, you know, so again,
Good school district, Franklin Hills.
yeah, so, and it's like 2-3 minutes from Sunset Junction. It's amazing.
Great.
Yeah, so please let me know if you have anyone that potentially could be of interest as a buyer, and you know, I'll give you whatever information I can.
Excellent. Thank you, Christina. Anyone else? Pocket listings coming soon? Okay, how about on,
Hello? Can you hear
yeah.
me now?
Yeah? Hey, David.
Is that, you guys can hear me? It's David at Larchmont.
We hear you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that, folks. We've had, we have a funding today and our internet went down, so we've been, you know, struggling on that, but so the rain knocked it out last night. So we'll be doing we'll be joining weekly in person, both Jonathan and I. Jonathan, why don't you stand up so everyone can see you?
We've already acknowledged Jonathan, David.
Got it, got it. Okay, we'll be giving a class in the office once a month. Since I'm not really great with the Zoom, so I just wanted you all to be aware of that. Andy, I'll be at your class tomorrow.
Thank you,
And
sir.
happy 2023, everybody. You got it.
Happy New Year. All right, anybody else have any pocket listings? Anybody online have any pocket listings coming soon they'd like to share?
I have my Long Beach listing coming soon. I'll have more stuff about it later.
Get very excited.
Yeah.
Wrigley in the neighborhood.
It's gonna be staged, but it's like, they're still there. They're moving out. They're leaving, so.
All right, let's move on to
Wants and needs.
what's and needs. Christina. My needy friend.
I am needy. So I have a 1031 exchange client looking to distribute that money to maybe like 2 or 3 different properties, looking for multi-families, preferably fourplexes, that's producing income. If there's an upside to it, that's fine as well, but I'm looking for something. My clients are looking for passive income for their retirement. So they're not being super, no, they're not looking for something super aggressive. They're not looking for anything that's gotta require a lot of hands-on maintenance, you know? So if you've got something in a nice pocket area, budget's up to about 10 million. Yes, that you refused to address, give me the address on it.
It doesn't matter, the brother was.
Yeah, so, and if you guys are familiar with the ULA, then you'll know there may be some people that may want to sell before the tax enforcement, so let me know.
Yeah, we'll see how that.
Yeah, my clients,
Constitutional.
my clients don't seem to care about this whole ULA, so.
They don't.
Yeah.
We're gonna 1031.
Yeah, they're a 1031.
I did talk to somebody about that because of lawsuits, because I kind of thought maybe they would delay the implementation of ULA because of lawsuits, but this person thought that because it's gonna have to work its way through the courts, and the California courts being pretty liberal on this side, with on the other end, you know, the implementation side, and it's gonna take a few years. I think you could probably still take the tax and just hold it as relative.
Work it out later.
Yeah.
Do the dirty work up front and you know, let's
Otherwise,
sort it
they
out.
can't, they're actually able to fall back.
Right.
I wonder if you don't pay, what would happen? It would just be.
Well, I think it's
Exactly.
actually.
Just be a escrow, probably, yeah.
Title's gonna have to collect it and it's transfer tax.
Sorry. So, yeah,
I mean, I don't think you're gonna have a choice. What do you think?
I mean, it's, I don't know if they implemented yet, but yes.
April,
It's gonna be an
April.
It's,
It will
I'll
be a
look
part of
this
closing.
more, but yes, we will have to take it out.
So for anybody who doesn't know, it's an added luxury tax for, that's being collected as a special interest tax via a transfer tax on sales over 5 million and then over 10 million. The rates are a little different. The city
4
of
and 5.
Los Angeles. And then Santa Monica implemented one, that's over 8 million.
Same, 4%.
It's the same one that North Hollywood does not fall into, right?
Yeah, Beverly Hills doesn't either.
No, North Hollywood, absolutely. North Hollywood is West Hollywood.
West Hollywood.
Like, yeah, let's tell you.
West Hollywood,
West Hollywood and Beverly Hills.
Culver City have their own.
City, so all the LA city overlay, right? Like so in Culver City is LA city overlay, those people will be.
So LA County, it's not an LA County,
It's
it's
an
LA.
LA city.
All right.
Times.
Anyone else wants needs fill the bucket? Yep. All right, guys. Well.
Happy New Year.
Thank
Happy
you,
everyone.
Love you, guys. Even though it's not normally this long.